Welcome back, everybody, to the Aaron's High Cap Adventure Radio program. Again, it's December 2nd, 2017, and I am sitting here. To the left of me is David Lee, and I got your card right here. It's a new updated version, David, owner of Tactical Parts, Lee's Tactical Parts. David, welcome to the show. You've been here before, but you did ammo. We're going to talk about that. So how you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's the best day of my life. Every day I get to come on the radio with you, another day in paradise.
And then the rest of the day, you've only been on one other time, so your days must be sucking, huh?
Yeah, that's it. I don't know what to tell you. Retired and working my tail off.
Well, you were first doing bullets, and you were doing pretty good at that, but then you kind of shifted gears, right? How long were you doing the bullet aspect of it?
I was doing Southern cast bullets for well over 20 years, and that was on the East Coast. When I moved it out here, I moved to Texas to get away from all the red tape and the bureaucracy and everything that you could throw at you in Maryland. I was doing great. Cast bullets were flowing. And I moved to Texas, and I guess not that many people want to shoot lead out their barrels. So,
well, they do, but they're all like independent.
Yeah,
all rednecks.
Everybody makes their own stuff. So that kind of fell through the floor, and I was getting ready to quit, and I'm just not ready to give up the gun shows yet. So I threw a couple AR parts out, and lo and behold, it took off. And I couldn't believe it. There's so many parts dealers out there right now. It just didn't make any sense to me why I was actually making money. And then I remembered back in 1973, I took a business class at high school. And they told if you want to have a successful business, this is the plan you have to follow. And that's the plan I've been following. And I guess it's working, so I have to thank my teacher. I can't remember her name, but
I guess I got to sit with you in a private meeting, and you can tell
yeah. I mean, it's doing great. And for the first year that I've been doing this now, I'm actually showing out of the red and in the black.
Well, let me tell you why I think that you're doing so well. When I go to these shows, I see all these parts on the table, and people are sitting down behind their tables, and they got the parts displayed on the table, and they're expecting you to come up and pick it, and there's no interaction, no personable interaction with the customer listening ear, and you do that all the time. I see you're constantly talking, and you're giving information and things like that. The other thing I liked was I call you up, I say, this is what I'm thinking, this is what I want, and all during the course of the day until the job is done, I'm getting texts from you saying, I got this, I got that, and this is how much I want, and I respond back and go, well, I want a little something different, variation of this. You're contacting me, you're sending pictures, and I've got one of your little gems here right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you go to Aaron's Gun Shop Facebook page, aaronsgunshop.com Facebook page, you'll see me holding my early Christmas present. Of course, I've got to sell things before I can buy new things, but I got this pretty baby here, and what we're showing is an AR pistol in 300 blackout, and you'll be able to see this on the video come Tuesday. But what do we do, ladies and gentlemen? I want to hear you. You've been on the show long enough. You know what to do when you get a weapon. It's the first thing you do is check it, make sure it's not loaded, right? Magazine is out, and the chamber is clear, and the weapon is on safe. And what we have here is a pretty 300 little blackout pistol. Why don't you describe what we had put on this thing here?
Well, you've got the blade.
Explain the blade. It's called a shockwave.
The blade, the shockwave blade. Thank you. I couldn't remember that. The shockwave blade, which is not a stock. This is it's a
an
fixed
arm assist.
Right. It's a fixed arm assist. But now in Texas, God bless Texas, you're allowed to put this to your shoulder. I'm sorry, that's a federal regulation now.
You can do that anywhere.
Yeah.
They reversed, ATF reversed it. They said you couldn't put it on your shoulder. Now it's not an adaptation to the gun. It doesn't change it to.
But you have to remember where I came from. This gun is not legal.
What, Maryland?
In Maryland. You can't buy this gun in Maryland. You can't build this gun in Maryland.
Well, God bless Texas again.
God bless Texas.
All right. Keep talking about it.
It's got a nice Trinity rubber-based grip.
I'll tell you what,
very nice.
For the price of that grip, it feels darn nice.
Right, I like these. I really do. It's got an Anderson lower with the stainless steel grip, stainless steel trigger group in it. Anderson barrel, Anderson upper. It's basically an Anderson gun.
Okay, but we got the key mod rail on the front. And which one's this? A 10.5-inch barrel, right?
Correct.
And don't you make, what do you call these at the end here? It's the...
It's a can. Basically, it shoots all the sound forward instead of out to the side to the person you're shooting next to.
It's not like it's not a muzzle brake.
It's not a muzzle brake.
It's not a flash hider.
It forces the sound forward, not out to the side.
I guess you could picture it as like a soda can and cut one end of it off,
Right.
and just all the blast and the energy is going forward away
Forward.
from you, being such a short weapon like it is. But
It keeps it kind of like a full choke on a shotgun. It keeps it grouped together and pushes it out forward away from you. I think this is a great idea. Plus, they look really cool.
and you make these too, don't you?
Yes, I do. I can make any design, size, shape that you want.
Now, talk to us about threads, the barrel threading on
Oh
different
my
calibers.
God, there's so much now. I always thought that and this is where you get to learn something new every day in this game. I always thought that the flash suppressor was going to be one size fits all. It's not.
Oh, it can't be. Yeah,
No, you got a 1/2 by 28 that fits a 223. You got a 5/8 24 that fits a 300 blackout. The 1/2 inch 36 threads per inch, which is a 9mm. You've got a left-hand thread, which is the AK-47.
Aren't there two 9mm? Because I was having a hard time with mine because it was a different thread. Remember, you were gonna.
Right, it's a 1/2 by 36.
But what's it generally?
It's a 1/2 by 36.
No, there's a second one out there too
Nope.
because you were trying to. Okay, we won't argue with that.
Yeah, I looked this, and now maybe someone's going to come on the telephone and tell me I'm wrong, which is fine with me because I don't mind learning stuff every day. In fact, if somebody calls and says, well, they'd like to have this instead of that, I'll spend the next day or two just looking for it. And if I find it and they don't like the price, at least I tried.
What's the way that people can get in touch with you? I want to make sure we get that out before we waste any time runs out.
The best way is to get me on leestacticalparts@gmail.com. Because I'm away from the phone most of the day out in the shop, I really need to get a phone out there. But the telephone number, if you want to, is 254-598-5370. Please leave a message, kind of detailed if you can.
And you'll get back to them pretty quick.
Right. I'll get back to him as soon as I get out of the shop and get back on the phone.
How quick do you think you can get all the parts to somebody?
Depends on what they want. You know, most of the stuff, everything you have in your hand, I had on hand, except for the sling, which I will have on hand this week.
I kept going. When you got this, you go, hold on a second.
Yeah, I've got
5 minutes later, I got it.
I've got crates that I have to go through because I do the gun shows. I have to keep things mobile, so
Now,
I have to go
here's something.
through.
Here's something that's important. A lot of these people that have AR platforms, and I know you do 1911s as well, and you can do basically anything if you give it the
Right.
time. But think about this now. You've got gun shows coming to the area every so often.
Correct.
And until the gun show comes up and somebody wants to deal with it, they got to deal with a retail outlet. You know,
No,
so
they
I'm not going
don't.
to talk. I'm not going to say names, but I'm just saying there's some
Right.
place out there, but it's limited as to what they have. So here we are. We've got David Lee with your tactical business, your tactical parts in Rogers, a great central location for a lot of people who go to these general
Right.
gun shows. So you almost have a parts store very handy to the public out there within a large radius. So people, you need to think about that. All you AR fanatics out there who are looking for parts, you need to check out David Lee. He's got a large inventory of accessories and parts and things like that. And you can call him up and he can talk to you and you can figure out exactly what you want to do to your AR platform. This one here is an AR pistol like we were discussing. You got rifles and you worked on another one of mine. too.
Oh my God! Yeah, I worked on your 9mm.
9mm?
I'm actually building a quarter circle 10 right now, which is a 9mm on a Glock base. But one thing, if you need any small parts, if you throw your springs, if you lose your detents, if you lose any small stuff and you really need it, send me an email or something. I'm around on Saturdays, Sundays, evenings. If you're in a bind, try to get in touch with me. You can more than welcome to stop by the house and pick it up. I'm not the guy that says, well, I'm not going to be open on Sunday. Stop by. Sit on the front porch. Have a glass of iced tea with us. I'm just that kind of guy.
That's
Come
the way
on
to do
by.
business. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Tell them again how to get a hold of you.
You can get in touch with me. Telephone number is 254-598-5370 or email me at leestacticalparts@gmail.com.
Hey, David, what about piston-driven ARs? Do you deal with those a lot?
I don't know anything about them yet.
You ever mess with those?
No, I've seen them, but I kind of like.
Because I know they got dedicated bolts for
Right.
that and stuff. So
The whole
that's a little
uppers.
sideline of things.
Yeah, it's going to be something else coming to. By the way, Anderson also makes an RF85, which is a no oil platform.
What do they call that? Isn't that
It's RF85 is what they call it. It's a little more money, but you can take this thing, fire it all day long, throw it in your sink or your bathtub, scrub it out with a little bit of soap, and it's good to go. There's absolutely no oil needed.
when you combine that to a piston driven, I have one that's piston driven. I got one specifically because you read the reports about how gas operated AR after about 3,000 rounds starts getting pretty dirty because you got all that hot gas going in the chamber.
Well, it's with any gun, you have to clean it.
Well, with a piston driven, you can go triple, quadruple the amount of rounds before you start having misfires. So that's a nice comparison.
Right.
So when you're dealing with a piston driven with the bolt that you're talking about, the upper, the receiver,
Right.
and the actual bolt itself made out of the material, and not having to oil it, that's a pretty good deal.
Right.
So
I mean, Anderson actually shows a video where they fire, I think, 1,000 rounds or better, and then they turn around and throw it in the creek. And they say, there, it's clean, let's go. And they fire another 1,000 rounds through it and throw it in the creek. And
what would something, can you give a price off the top of your head of what something like this would cost that we're holding in my hand right now with the key mod foregrip, the can in the front, the flip up sights, the blade, the grip?
I'm going to say somewhere in the neighborhood of $550 to $560, $575, in that neighborhood.
That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice
Right.
for a gun that you're able to build or customize yourself and get everything
Right.
you want on there. So that's pretty nice. And once again, you're located in Rogers, and that's right down the road from ANC. So
Right.
if you're gonna buy your AR from ANC Firearms, and you decide you just want the plain Jane version because you know David Lee's up the road a bit, up on
Yeah.
top of the hill somewhere, and he's got a whole.
And I like the guys at ANC. They're good guys. I like them. I've been to that shop many, many times. And I would hope that if their customers actually need some small parts, small springs, detents, screws, whatever they need, I've got this stuff by the hundreds. So please, ANC, if you're listening, send them up my way. I'll take care of them, take care of you.
See, that's the circle of life here. We report it here. We have people come on the show here. And we have sponsors like ANC Firearms who support the show. We've got people like David here who have a great service to provide, and everything works great. You hear about it, you go buy it from one of the sponsors, you go get some parts and detail it out. Everybody's happy, it's a good time, and you walk away with a nice gun that's fun to shoot and pretty much custom built. I got these sights here too. You got like Magpul sights, all different types of sights to go on it as well?
I'm trying to keep on the lower end of the sights simply because everybody wants something different. And recently I've been noticing that everybody wants expensive scopes. And I'm not going to get into that. I carry a couple of inexpensive scopes, a couple of inexpensive red dots, inexpensive sights, just to get the gun out the door and get you on the range. Then you can decide later, well, I want to buy this $1,100 scope. I can't supply $1,100 scopes all day long. That's
No, it's kind of like
$2,300 scopes. I mean, this stuff is ridiculous nowadays.
that's why I didn't stock lots of bolt action rifles. You could have one model,
Right.
with umpteen different calibers and stocks and all that kind of stuff. You just can't do it.
That's why I sell parts, because that one part, all of a sudden it becomes 100 different rifles, 1,000 different
right.
rifles.
I want to make another comment though about an AR pistol. If you have a license to carry, you can actually walk down the street with this open carry as long as it's in a holster. Now the holster has to be a shoulder holster or a hip holster, and I haven't seen too many shoulder holsters that'll work with this. But I do make the HARP holster. HARP stands for holster AR pistol, or you can use your rifle on it, whatever. But if you go to my website, aaronsgunshop.com, and go to the products page, you'll see a video there of how it works. You attach it to your belt loops, you open it up, you attach it there, you actually have your AR pistol slung around your shoulder. It's leaned up against your side, and it's being secured by the HARP holster. It makes you totally legal to go to and from. And here's why that's important. Everybody keeps forgetting, hey, cool, I can buy this AR pistol, but you can't be walking down the street like you walk down with a rifle. You are going to be totally stopped by police and say, hey, you're in violation because you can't have a pistol walking around like you are unless it's in a holster, shoulder rig, or a belt holster. So just remember that. And David, David's got some too. If you need a HARP holster, just let him know, and he'll square you away. Also, we put it in these short scabbards, and it came out pretty good too, David. These are a nice way to carry your weapon.
Right.
You know, I don't know if you attach that to your belt. You got the Molly system here. You can put it on your belt and carry it
Right.
as well. So there's many different ways to carry it. So don't be afraid, or don't forget that, hey, I can transport this gun without any problems if I got a license to carry, as long as it's done in the proper fashion. All right, David, tell everybody one last time how they can get a hold of you, and we'll wrap this up.
Yeah, if you have anything that you want to do or build, send me an email to leestacticalparts@gmail.com. Send me a list of what you're looking for, and I'll send you a list back of what I have price-wise. And the telephone number is 254-598-5370. That again is leestacticalparts@gmail.com. And hey, a real quick shout out. I wanted to thank my man Walt Lang, who helps me at the shows.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he deserves a big tap on the back for this, because without him, I don't think I'd be sitting here today. And for your help, and also John at Blackjack Arms.
Hey, why don't you tell everybody the next gun show you're going to be at, too?
December 16th and 17th at the Bell County Expo. I'll be doing everything from Waco to Taylor.
Okay, and
That's everything in between.
All right, that particular show is the Real Gun Show?
Right, that's the Real Gun Show.
Real Gun Show. All right, great. Everybody, this video will be up probably Tuesday. You can check it out, take a look at the gun that we were talking about, get to see our ugly mugs, and recap on all this information. So, Trey, take us out with a long break, and when we come back, we'll hit a couple notes, and before the end of the show, Master Cindy Key. So we'll see you on the other side.